At a pure theoretical level, trade is a win-win for both nations on both sides of the transaction. It's inarguably a win for consumers on both sides of all trading markets. And it is on net, important qualification, on net better for production and job creation in both countries. But it's not true that it's equally valuable for all subsectors of production in both states or in both nations, right? So consumers win-win, net job creation, win-win, specific production industries, wins mostly on one side, wins and losses on another side. At a pure theory level, if you can figure out how to do trade adjustment assistance and trade mitigation for disrupted industries, more trade is an inarguable good. Here's the problem. One, the Congress isn't any good at helping us think through how we do trade assistance and mitigation. We'll talk, I assume, a few times tonight about the technological revolution through which we're living and this digital revolution creating shorter duration jobs. We need to figure out how to help 30, 35, 40, and 45-year-olds get retrained. There's never been a civilization of lifelong learners before. We have to create that civilization, and we have to do it now. And the Congress isn't any good at thinking through our job and workforce programs to help mid-career people get repositioned. So there are subsectors that lose, and those are really disruptive for specific communities. We could all name some in Ohio. Second problem is the Chinese Communist Party doesn't fight fair, and they have taken over most international organizations, and we have pretended, and I say this as a zealous internationalist, we have allowed China to come to dominate many international organizations that should do trade enforcement so that rules are followed. They are not followed. And so you do have to figure out how we recreate some of these international regimes. So President Trump and I have argued about trade dozens and dozens and dozens of times. He's actually a very, very witty guy. He's funny in a way that's surprising because if you notice, he never laughs. He never seems to enjoy his own jokes, but he's actually funny. And he knows that I'm an early to bed, early to rise guy. So he would sometimes call me late at night because your phone would go off and it's the White House operator. Will you hold for the President of the United States? Okay. And so then you sit on hold for a little while and he'd come on the line and he'd go, like an Ed McMahon voice, Ben, guess who it is? You're a historian and it's your favorite president. Sometimes you think it's Abraham Lincoln and then you remember, and it's like a full drumbeat roll up. It's Donald J. Trump. And it was just Ed McMahon doing Johnny Carson. I'd say, Mr. President, what are we here to talk about? He's like, can you come to the White House tomorrow and tutor me on trade again? You're wrong, but you can come make your case. So I've had this fight with him many, many, many times. I get that he loves deal making, like a New York real estate guy. It is clear that international organizations aren't working, and so I'm 5% open to the threat of tariffs as a part of a negotiating strategy. I'm 99.9% opposed to tariffs as the actual outcome because it's bad for Americans.
Are you 100%?
Yeah, I think I think Americans understand that tariffs are going to make things cost more. And that's what Americans are concerned about now.